Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, how are you on this beautiful Monday? Actually, we had a little bit of sunshine and a little bit of blue sky, and it made our spirits lift, didn't it? We felt completely free.
Yeah, we did indeed.
Shared everything last night, and then today with this weight.
Well, you're saying shared anything last night. My God, didn't we get some reaction to what we had to share yesterday on social media? Of course, the world of X is not the real world, as most of you know. If you get out of your bedroom and out of your office and you actually go to parks and pubs and shopping, you get to meet real people. But here on X, we were absolutely lambasted last night, all kinds of things. Of course, it's to be expected. But one thing I want to tell you is this. We told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And it's not palatable. People don't like it. People might disagree. They might say, why did you do that? You didn't have to do it. Well, I had to do it because I had a duty of care to the members in Wales who were asking me questions. I held my counsel for so long, that time was over, and it was time for me to share the reasons why we stepped down from Advanced UK here in Wales. And of course, we've seen a whole raft of posts come on social media. Rogan, some of the stuff, maybe you can share some of the points some of the people have been making so we can cover some of those areas. And just to say thank you for all your support, well, to all of our members on here. Thank you for all your messages of support, your kind messages saying that we did the right thing and everything else. Of course, the silence across social media from some of the people involved in those errors has been quite telling. But we've had plenty of support from a lot of you, and we really, really appreciate that, because when you speak truth to power, it works both ways, even on our side of the debate, and I'm afraid that's what happens. I want to clarify one or two things, though. People are assuming that we have been paid by Reform to do what we did last night.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Just to let you know, you couldn't be further from the truth, and ignorance is not bliss on this, because it is incorrect. That is a lie. No, that is a lie. Secondly, that we were somehow paid by Restore. Absolutely not the case whatsoever. Not true again. You were accused of being paid by Russians, which I find quite extraordinary. The rupees, whatever is over there, is in the Moscow.
India,
I don't bloody know. I haven't been there, have I? I haven't got a clue. I'm probably banned from Russia anyway. Well, we all are, aren't we, at the minute? But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going around, but we just want to say a huge thank you to all of you that have supported us. Rogue, anything on your feed you want to go through?
I was just looking from a lady, I'm not going to mention names, but she put, so you lied about it
What's
being...
What's the name? I'd mention a name. No. It's on X, love. It's public.
So you lied about it being for personal reasons. Then you waited a few weeks until you could try and sabotage the party. I don't get it. What is your agenda? Richie wrote ignorant and incorrect. And she put, wow, that's such a shame. I wish I had known who you were before I bothered supporting you. But I wrote something just to try and buffer it. Okay. And I said, hey, Lily, there's no agenda. It really is what it is. Like we said in the video, we held our council to see if we could fix things and consolidate things behind the scenes. People were asking questions, and personal reasons are and can be that there is a complete issue in-house that we have a personal problem with. So it's not a lie. We tried to protect Ben and we tried to protect Advance. We have also given sound advice and counsel around Wales, which has been disregarded, and sadly, we cannot work with watching the disregard for Wales. I hope that answers your question. She hasn't responded. So no. I can imagine that she... Look, do you know what it is, right? If you have people that are so loyal to a cause, if you have people that are so desperate to believe what they've been told, then anything that actually opposes that belief system is going to cause a ruckus for them, because they can't actually compute or comprehend. I tell you what it's like. If you're in an abusive relationship and I was to say, I'm actually in a really abusive relationship, this man is beating me, this man is hurting me, he's doing this, and because you know him as this really beautiful, kind, loving man, you cannot compute. It'd be like, no, he wouldn't do that, no. And it's exactly the same thing about having a relationship with somebody in-house and out-house. It looks completely perfect. It's not. And that's part of the issue. And so we are getting lambasted. We are being told you know, apparently, and I'd love to watch this and I'd love to have a conversation, but today there was an interview with Wizard. I think Paul and Craig both went on the Wizard show.
Some guy with a long beard, he thinks he's a wizard or something. And
he basically put up some quite slanderous things about us, saying that we were moaning. This is what I've been told, haven't seen it, so I don't know if that's completely fact. But we've been told that they were moaning about us and saying that we were being divisive and that all we are doing is moaning. But what's really funny is that they're moaning about us moaning. So they're just making a show out about our show.
Well, actually, the show last night, we didn't moan. We were very calculated, very calm, very in fact, we could have said a lot more. We could have named names, but we didn't do that for obvious reasons because, of course, and if you listen very carefully to the interview, I made it very clear. We wished Advance UK the very best. We wish Ben the best and all them, and hope they can sort out the problems that they have at the top.
Yeah.
That was our concern. We made it clear why we left, because of the way that things were handled in Wales, and Wales was not being treated with the respect that it deserves. And when you are compassionate and passionate about Wales and the people of Wales, and you've seen what's happened to this country because of Welsh Labour, devolution and everything else, you find a party that can help fix that. Now, another allegation that's been made against me is that I've been telling people to vote for reform in Wales. You are correct. I have been telling people to vote for reform in Wales. And there's a very good reason, because Advance UK in Wales have zero chance of winning a single seat. And like I said, I'll eat my hat if they do. Even under the new ad hoc system, which is the new PR system of voting, you need to get a certain percentage. And I want to tell you, we have very good people who are going to be duped into giving £500 to stand as candidates here in Wales, and they're going to lose their deposits. They need at least 5% of the vote to even get that back, not including the money they're going to have to spend to pay for their leaflets, their campaigns and everything else. And so I, from my heart, want to tell you, as Richie Taylor, okay, please don't waste your money. And I'll tell you why. Reform are the only party in Wales right now that can beat Plaid Cymru. If you take away votes from Reform, you will put Plaid Cymru into power. And let me tell you what Plaid Cymru want to do. They believe that women, to start with, women can have dicks. Nation of sanctuary. They want more immigration over here. They think it's a good thing. They want to teach children in school at the age of 3 about masturbation. Now, if you look at what's going on in Wales and politically think to yourself, oh, hang on a minute, I don't want to vote Reform because I don't like Nigel Farage. Hold your nose, vote for them, because it's better than having Plaid Cymru in power pushing their shit down our children's throats. Right. That is not acceptable.
Wait a second. Hey, Grok, can you please tell me what Advance UK in Wales would poll at?
Oh, really? Well, Grok's doing that.
Checking the latest on Advance UK in Wales.
She loves Grok. She loves Grok.
Honestly, Advance UK isn't showing up in any proper polls for the Senedd election in Wales. It's too small and new, so surveyors lump it into others at best, which is hovering around 1% or less right now. From what folks are saying online, even some Advance members are worried about splitting the right-wing vote from Reform UK, who are polling way stronger, like 31% in the latest More in Common survey from early February, ahead of Plaid Cymru by 7 points. Reform's got momentum here, while Advance seems stuck in niche chats about not standing candidates to avoid hurting the bigger push against Labour and Plaid. Here are a couple shots from right-wing rallies. Advance UK's Ben Habib crowd, then Reform pushing hard in Wales, gives you the vibe of who's actually moving the needle. So yeah, if you're eyeing Advance, it'd probably poll under 2%, maybe closer to 0, unless something wild happens before May.
Yeah.
Right, so let's face it, it's 80 days away. 80
79 now in it, but yeah, 80, you like it even numbers, 80. Yeah? I mean, look, at the end of the day, I've said this from day one. I made it clear to the party, I made it clear to Ben Habib, Richard Thompson, and everybody else. I got messages on my phone here that I can show you saying you are causing political suicide. You will not be forgiven by the Welsh people if you enable Plaid Cymru to get into power because of your ego, because you feel it's necessary to stand candidates in Wales. Now,
I think they've been advised by Pete Prosser. And I think that advisory kind of board for Wales or whomever that is, I'm sorry, are completely wrong. When you have told them, we have told them, do not do it.
Yeah. And look, we're no longer part of the party anymore, so we can say pretty much what we want. Obviously, we're respectful. Again, I underline, we like Ben. I think he's a great guy, what he's done and everything else. But unfortunately, the people around him are not giving him the right advice. It's going to cost between 1.2 to 2 million to run. You have to sit. No, let me explain to you. There's 16 super constituencies. There's 6 people in each of those constituencies on a list, right? Again, people that don't know how this works think they're experts. They're like, oh, we can win seats, stand for us. You know, we need better dentists. We need this. We know all that. It's not going to work. Please wake up. In an ideal world, I would love it if in 5 years' time, after May this year, Senate elections come up. By then, the membership in Advance UK standing at 10, 12, 17,000 maybe. Then you have a credible chance. We don't, listen, you've not even got any policies. There's no policies in Wales. You're just coming up with sound bites. Oh, we'll cancel this. We need more dentists. We know what we need, but how the hell are you going to do it if you don't get a majority in the Senate? You don't. You're one voice. It's just impossible. So the whole thing is an absolute joke. And I'm not holding back anymore, folks, because people need to know the truth. Now, we've been speaking to other YouTubers this week as well, based here in Wales, and they're on the same page as us. They're really angry. In fact, our friends in Voice of Wales.
Shall I go to that post? Because it's actually...
Absolutely. He had a bit of a spat with the new leader for the Advance in Wales here, Pete Prosser, because, you know, he's calling for candidates to stand. And actually, I look at it and think, what are you doing? Just what are you doing? The key thing you should be doing is going around Wales right now, meeting with the members, building up the membership, getting to know the people. I think that's important, not just asking for people for candidates. And do you know the emphasis is this? If you stand as a candidate, you can make 79 grand a year. It's all about the cash. This isn't about the cash. This is about the people of Wales. Forget about the salary.
Hi, Grace. Right, just to say there are 2 things. So the one the Voice of Wales put up with my thoughts on Advance UK Wales' decision to stand in Wales. If one candidate is announced, it's confirmation they aren't putting Wales first. Advance would be a bigger problem than Plaid. Right? And then there is this. I don't know if you can see this, but the Voice of Wales have cancelled their membership. They are out, they are done. They've cancelled their membership because they have had a run-in with Peter Prosser, and basically this is his explanation. Due to the shit attitude and actions from whomever is running Advance UK Wales, which we know is Pete Prosser, I will today be sadly cancelling my membership. By fielding candidates in Wales, all they will achieve is vote splitting and lump us with Plaid and Labour again. If they really cared about Wales, they wouldn't stand. It's becoming crystal clear that they don't. And this is after advice from you. This is after us saying it is political suicide to actually stand in Wales. Pete Prosser, and then we had Tim Powers shouting.
He came on the live last night.
He shouted at us on the live in block letters, wasn't it?
Because listen, these people are politically illiterate. They know nothing about politics, right? They claim to... And it frustrates me because I come across them as being arrogant and egotistical because I've been doing it for a long time. I know what goes on in Wales. It doesn't matter. It just really frustrates the shit.
I think, look, let's face it, right? Mm-hmm. You love Wales and you have seen how quickly it has eroded. You know, we are watching the political landscape and how yet again and again and again it is basically being dented with economic, NHS, teaching, everything. It's bullshit. We're on the floor, right?
Yeah.
And so you have a heart for that because you have grown up in that and you want to know that your children and your grandchildren are all going to be safe and secure in this country. And, you know, I just think ultimately the anger that you have is because I would say that you know way more than most people when it comes to Wales. And I will give you that, right? I will say that. And if I think you're being arrogant, I'll tell you.
Oh, you do, yeah.
But I don't think you are. I think you know a lot about Wales. And I actually see your heart breaking right now. And I actually see that there is a real anger amidst actual emotion and upset, because you care for what we are going through. It's not just that, it's our members. Our members, you know, from Advanced UK, you know, we've become friends with them and we love them and we have a real good friendship with them. They became family. And what's actually happened is, because they saw the way that we were treated, a lot of them have actually cancelled their membership. They're all talking about it now. They're talking about how they've, you know, cancelled their membership because they did not like how we were treated. Now, if Ben, if Yvette, if Floss, if, you know, Richard Thompson really understood the impact that we had, I'm not sure if they would have treated us the way that they did. Because the people of Wales want people on the ground, grassroots, building up momentum, bringing people together and ensuring that we have an army here that is totally going to go forward to progress and advance.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, even my video of resignation, which was very calm, collected, as you know, I did it in our studios here, and I wish Ben and members in particular the very best in the future and everything else, but obviously for those personal reasons at the time, didn't disclose, I was not able to continue leading the party. They deleted and removed it. Why? Why remove a resignation video? What's the point of that? What purpose does that serve?
Well, it feels like Pete Pross has just jumped on, wanted to kind of have a big clear out of everything that you've done, we've done. And it's almost like, let's just kind of remove you because it's now him as the leader. So he just wants to start afresh. That's not right. You know, I can kind of understand why maybe I don't think if he'd been the leader before, I don't think we'd have done that, because it's a timeline. It's a timeline of what's happened and the storyboard of, you know, Advanced Wales and how it's gone from birth to now. You know, we actually brought that 4,000 members, the followers on X. That is because of what we did. That's because of what we were working towards. And to now, for him to kind of take hold of that, that's fine. You know, we wish him well and we want that, but he's not listening to what Wales needs.
All the members itself, members have been contacting him, I gather, and they say, you know, but look, there will be people that, you know, have ambitions to be elected and they will say, oh, I want to stand. But these people have come from non-political backgrounds and don't understand how things work.
I just want to add to that, though, because Ben said that he actually wanted people who hadn't been in the political field, you know, and he wanted people that were fresh and that had, like, you know, a deeper insight. But I think that's slightly naive. Like, you have to, I mean, it's great in one sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's on the second part.
Right. So, go on. Sorry.
If you haven't got the, you know, the kind of full understanding of it, or even a mentor, like I've had to learn from you. You know, you're my mentor in it, and we learn, and I've learned a lot, you know, sort of by sort of shadowing what you do, and that's over the years. You know, we've journeyed this together.
Look, here's the thing, right? It's like this. You can find candidates anywhere. Reform will pull them out of pubs, for goodness sake, right? Dragging them out and pull them up to find out they were useless and they get the sack. You can get candidates. You have to understand, when you stand in an election in your constituency, you have to go to what's called a hustings, and you have to stand on a platform with your opponents and debate them, right? And I've met some people who can't even talk in public. Now, if you're going to be a candidate for a party, you need to know your onions. You need to know what's going on in Wales. You need to know the legislative framework. You need to know how the Senate works. You need to know the voting system works. You need to have a team around you. And there are people who just see the limelight and think, I'm going to get elected. Listen to me very carefully. Please, I urge you, don't do anything that's going to cause you damage, because it will. You have to know your onions, to put it in another word, or your daffodils, as we say in Wales, right?
Or your leeks.
Or your leeks, your leeks. Because, and I'm doing it because I care, not because I don't want people to, I don't want Advance to do anything. Advance are not going to win a single seat in Wales.
Should I ask Rock again?
Don't need to ask Rock, really. It's common
It's
sense.
on 0%. I mean, there is 0% chance. I mean, they're not even polling.
No, they're not. Of course they're not. No, they're a brand new party. And look, at the end of the day, if Reform don't win here in Wales and Plaid get in because, you know, we have some paper candidates standing in different parts of Wales and it takes away those votes, I don't think it's going to happen, because I think Reform are going to run with it. And whatever I or you think about Reform, at the end of the day, we're thinking about what's best for Wales right now. And what's best for Wales right now is not a Plaid Cymru government propped up by Labour, Welsh Labour. It will have to be Reform. Irrespective of whether
you were accused of that, weren't you? You were told earlier in one of the X's, somebody said to you, why the hell are you saying this, Richie? Why are you telling people to vote reform? You know, if you're not showing loyalty to Advance.
No, I'm showing loyalty to the country.
Exactly.
That's the point. Yeah,
exactly. And this is what happens when that people start to literally work within a time frame and within, you know, a party, and the loyalty is actually to the party over the country. We're in real danger.
Yeah. I'm actually very fearful for what's happening in Wales. I really am, and I somewhat sometimes feel responsible. Maybe I should have stayed, but I couldn't, and I've given you the reasons why, because I cannot work in the chaos that was. Hi Richie, do you have any contact with Rupert? No, someone's asking me about contact with Rupert. Yeah, get back to them. Yeah, so I'm really concerned about what's happening in Wales, because I'm passionate about it, and I feel that what's going on right now is not a good look. And the idea that we can get candidates ready, I made it very clear back months ago when Ben asked me about standing candidate. He gave me that. He said, Richard, full autonomy. You know, you decide that. I said, Ben, don't do it. It'll be political suicide to do it. And yet, it appears to me as if this guy, whoever's leading Wales now, has at the back end, because I don't think he can do it with his own bat. I mean, I wouldn't have thought so, would you?
No.
You know?
People need to know that you need at an absolute minimum of 12% to even have a chance of winning
12 to
1 seat.
40%, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so this is part of the issue, is that, like, look, this is what Alison is saying: country first, party second, egos last, and that is so bloody important. Because, you know,
I might start my own party anyway.
It's
and invite everyone in a Wetherspoons.
We did that.
Call it the Wetherspoons party, is it? Huh? What do you reckon?
I think that's shit.
I think it's a great idea.
I think there will be a new Welsh right-wing party in Wales before the next general election. Patience is a virtue. Reform is the bus to get to the station. Advance are in no fit state to stand in Wales. Absolutely. I agree with that entirely. Hello, thank you so much. Our families are well, thank you. My son wasn't, but he is better now. So thank you for that. Yeah. Living in Neverlands. Yes, exactly that.
Now, can I just say something here? I mean, you know, emotions get run high when these things happen. And I've seen a lot of people on certain podcasts lose their shit, right? We didn't do that last night.
No.
We were calm, as I said, and we did it in such a way where we felt, you know, it needed to be shared. But people losing their shit and name calling. That's one thing we've not done, Rouge.
No.
Name calling. Calling people all kinds of things, to me, is completely wrong. It's not how you win the hearts and minds and souls of people. You argue, you debate, you can discuss, you can disagree, you can agree with us, you can disagree with us, that's fine. But name calling doesn't work. It really doesn't. And I know the shit's going to hit the fan. Already, within 24 hours, people are already spouting shit about us already. Okay? And there'll be more to come on this, I can guarantee you, because things are coming in we can't tell you about right now. But we're going to tell you, because we have this platform, and I thank God for it, because God gave it to us, called Richie and Rouge, for a reason. So we can speak the truth and tell you what the truth really is. And there's going to be a lot more coming out very, very soon. So watch this space. For those of you who think you're doing things in secret and making allegations, you are going to be found out. Because this is about truth. This isn't about cloak and dagger. I was on the phone to someone earlier and we talked about it there, someone who was very involved in the early days with Advance. And he said, I'm fed up of the cloak and dagger stuff. It's got to be out there, transparent.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just want you to know that whatever we do here in this show, it's done out of love and sincerity and truthfulness. That's what we will always bring to you. We're not going to take any bullshit. We'll say it as it is. And yes, sometimes we get emotional. Sometimes we get angry. We get upset. But our show isn't just about politics, remember. We're doing a lot with the Call the Islands with our friend, our good investigator, Joe Ack as well, where we're going to be going over there because we're unearthing a lot of things that are going on to expose the corruption, the sexual deprivation and the horrendous things that took place on that island. And so, you know, this show isn't just about us ranting about politics, is it?
No. Lillian's put, I'm late today, sorry. Both of you, I must say, the way that you've been treated was diabolical, and I feel that Ben is succumbing to bully behaviour, and that's upsetting. Carry on, forget the naysayers. Thank you.
I like what you said yesterday, though. And I mean, you do come up with these genius quotes, don't you? I haven't been burnt, I've learned. And I just love that. And that's exactly how I feel. I thought, I haven't been burnt. I actually feel free. I feel free because I was happy. Like, let me just tell you how I felt personally. I felt as if we were defending stuff and deflecting and shielding the stuff that was coming to protect everything. And I felt false going to the meet and greet sometimes. I felt false standing up there telling people how wonderful things are and how great things are. And yet knowing the mechanics behind the scene were broken. And I'm like, I'm in the middle here because I want to be faithful. I want to be honorable. And to be put in that position is very, very difficult. But you know, we did it because we believed in the people of Wales. And I made it clear, you know, there's a long process to 2029. Get candidates ready. You know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andy.
For this
Appreciate that.
Thank you both so very much. Thank you so much.
Thank
you for the support. And we're tired of being called grifters, like literally.
Yeah, by the way, just you know, this is our full-time job. So this, in a sense, you know, this is what we do. I mean, you know, so we're having to do this, you know, because obviously we'd committed time to advance, and you know, we weren't getting paid for that. We weren't really even. I think we had two times that we had an expense paid for, and that's because we pushed for that. But I going back to your point there, Rouge, I mean, last night as well, people were criticizing us because we had a members only after show, which we're going to keep doing, by the way. And thank you. We got 16 new members that joined last night. Thank you ever so much for that, right? It means a lot because it supports the channel. But what I want to say is this. The reason why we did that is because when we left the studio, our phones, it was going mental. It was going crazy, right? With people saying well done, people not saying well done, calling us all sorts. So the best way to do that, so we could monitor what's going on, and thankfully we got Claire and you and Nikki and our team on your moderators. We had to shut it down to members only for that moment of time till we got back, and then wait for 24 hours. We got up this morning. I phoned you, Rouge, came up to yours, and I said, right, I got to sort this out. Let's make this video public again. And obviously it's going viral again, okay? Many people are watching it, you know, and I know there are many eyes in it as well. So a lot has been said, but look, I'm not going to. I take nothing back. I watched the show back last night, Rouge, and there's nothing in that show that I would change. Would you add any more? I probably would. You know, if you'd want to say more, what else would you want to say? I don't know. What did we discuss earlier? Maybe we should have said this and we should have said that. My mind's gone blank. There was a couple of things, but I think ultimately, you know, telling people the truth. And this is the thing with politics. You see, you don't get the truth. But when and I know people say I am a politician. We've had this debate about me. I'm not the politician. I despise politicians. I think they're in it for the wrong reasons. And even the plug now to stand as a candidate, the emphasis is on the money you can make as a politician. What? Mate, you need to stop with that, because that is not the reason you get elected. You don't do it for the money. Oh, I couldn't believe that I saw that. Made me sick. Should we find the video? Can I put it up? Yeah, put it up. Sure. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Now, these people are going to come out and they're going to drag up my past. Hey, listen. In fact, go to Amazon and search To Catch a Thief. There's a book there. And if you want it signed as well, send it to Rouge. P.O. Box. I'll sign it for you. Right, hang on. You're part of it. Are you ready? Wales has new hope. They're part of it. And if you'll stand for the Senate election, you can start to help Wales rebuild again. Labour has lost its way. We can all clearly see that. And their friends, Plaid Cymru, who they've been working with so hard, are also on a path of destruction for Wales. It's time then that real Welsh people who live here, who work here, who understand what's happening here, get into the Senate and make the change. If you'll be one of those people to join in and make that change, send an email. It's a good job. It pays exceptionally well. Oh, why shouldn't it be you? If you're passionate about Wales, then join with the rest of the people who are rising across Wales. Join underneath Advance UK and change Wales for good. Here we are, folks. It's a well-paid job. That's the reason we're in the freaking mess that we're in, because people get involved in politics for the money. That has to stop. That's why Rupert Lowe, for example, gives his salary away. Yeah, he's a farmer. He works hard. He's earned his coin. Right? You don't get into politics for money. If you're getting into politics for money, shame on you. You're a disgrace to this country. You should be nowhere near politics, nowhere near it whatsoever. It makes me angry that people do it for money. Absolutely, really riles my goat.
career politicians know the job is a corrupt, easy ride and it's a dirty game.
Do you know what? I might even stand in that constituency as an independent, bro. Just to prove a point. And I'll be the only one to get my deposit back out of that lot. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I set up a crowdfunding page. I'll get my own campaign up and running. I'll do it myself. That's what it makes me feel. It really does. It pisses me off when politicians, all they want to, well, not politicians, they call themselves politicians, right? They're not. When you get down, when you talk to them about the Barnett formula, right? I say the Barnett formula, most people don't know what I'm on about. These people don't know what I'm on about. That is the amount of money that we get every year from Westminster, from the Treasury, from the HMRC, which is the taxation system which works. They give us a percentage, right? And out of that, Barnett formula is allocated by the Welsh government, has to go through the Senate. They have to vote on it, what it's going to be spent on. Most of these people don't even know what that is. You mentioned Barnett formula, they think it's a hat. They don't even know what it is. And they think they're going to run elections. Wake up and smell the coffee, for goodness sake.
Darren's just put Richie and Rogue. I sent messages yesterday what Ben said. So I need to know, where have you sent those? Where have you sent those? Have you sent them to Richie? Where have you sent them? Let's have a look.
Oh, thank you, Grace, for your message as well. I remember who you are now. Thank you so much for contacting us as well. I hope you're well, and sorry to hear about your health as well.
I think I've got it, actually. I've seen. Yeah. Okay. So what he's basically saying, Ben is saying that advanced is the way forward now, isn't he? So he's saying that that's the way forward. And I'm guessing that him saying that it's the way forward, does that mean there's no merger? Is he recognizing there's no merger?
Well, what he's going to do is he's going to go to the college, and the college are not going to say, yeah, let's merge, because they'll lose their jobs. Because at the end of the day, Rupert Lowe, as Catherine said, Colin Tomlinson's been out on the waves this week, and so is Lewis as well. They're saying they wouldn't have a college. They don't believe in having a college, and that's up to them. It's their party. They do what they want with it. But I think the college is a great idea. I said it from day one. I joined the college first. I think it was a great idea. But obviously, it's not working. Things aren't working. They're simply not. They're simply not working. And, it's frustrating because I really, really believed that this was the answer. I believed with all of my heart, with every fiber of my being, that this was going to be the answer. And sadly, I've learned, and I've not been burnt, that it's not the answer, unfortunately. And and whatever, I'm done with belonging to political parties. The door's always open. I'll discuss, I'll support, and this is my take now. I will support any candidate, independent, reform, advance, or any candidate that stands for the principles that I believe in, which is civil liberties, bodily autonomy, what is right for our children, the best education, employment, all industries, all investments, all the things that will make Wales great again. I will support. I don't care about the colour of your rosette. I don't care if it's pissing pink. I will support people who believe in Wales, who want the best for Wales, not people who want to destroy Wales for their vanity projects, or they've got a big ego and all they want is money. I've got no time for you whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay. So I just think, so let's have a look. So you stopped volunteering. Okay, so you stopped volunteering working for Advance because of a problem. What problem?
Look at the video last night.
We did do a video.
Yeah. So if you want to know more, we're not going over it again in this stream. It's all there. It's free to watch. Just have a look. Well, it'll be free until 9 o'clock, and it's going back to members only. So just make sure you check that out. I think people have been checking it out anyway.
I think Howard's on. I just saw a comment.
He's on at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. No, he's on here, and I just want to say hello, Howard.
Yeah.
I
think as well, for us as well, we what we did yesterday was hard for us because we knew we were going to lose friends. We've got a lot of good friends. Potentially we've cut. Some would say, even some of our friends in the media, right? I'm not going to mention names. We might never hear from them again. The appearances that I used to make on different channels, that might have ended. So I've literally taken the risk of going, well, you know what? They'll never have me on again. They never have us on the show again. And I'm like,
but it's integrity.
But we had to do it. Absolutely.
Over kidding ourselves and not sharing with you. Everybody is basically saying, to us, look, what is the personal reasons? And you know, they weren't cutting it, because obviously there was a lot of things that were happening, and then when they saw that you were blocked, that was something else, that was another issue. And I just think, you know, we've actually, I said it yesterday because somebody said to me that his name's Wolf, and he wrote a letter, I think, to Ben. And he basically said that there were a lot of issues in advance and he wanted answers. And I think him and about 30 of the people signed it, and he wanted answers from Ben. And from what I gathered, Ben didn't particularly give any answers. Now, he said to me, look, you know, and I'm not here to get bitter, and I'm not here to get revengeful, and I'm not, this is me now, not him. And he started saying, oh, you know, you've been burnt like me, you've been burnt, and this is like awful, isn't it? And we could have told you this was going to happen. And I just thought about it. And instead of like responding immediately, I sat with it and I thought, have I been burnt? And then I just thought, do you know what? I'm not going to see this negatively. And I just said, I've not been burnt. I've learned. And what have I learned? See, everything that we go through should be a lesson. Everything that we endure, everything that we face has to be a lesson, and we have to choose how we respond to it. And it is so important. Now, I would rather be that one that walks away over here while the rest are walking that way, if I believe wholeheartedly that this is right for me. I am never going to be a sheeple. I am never going to be somebody that will just follow the crowd. I will always stand up for what I believe is right. Now, when you are walking in something that feels slightly abusive, and I'm saying that as just an example rather than it being the actuality, but there was a lot of breadcrumbing. There was a lot of, oh, yes, you can do this, or no, you've got that. And then there was a lot of bitching and a lot of stuff said behind our backs. And I have to say,
but there still is, actually.
There is. There are still things being said within house.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a message today, and again, I'm not going to say anything about that, but it's quite hurtful to know that the people that you thought that you were friends with, that you cared for, and that you held in high regard, and you actually exchanged with a genuine heart, are basically bad-mouthing you. And I have to say, it's horrible. And I understand that politics is dirty, but people don't need to be. No. This is the point. People do not need to be dirty in this game. Just because you feel that politics is dirty, it does not mean that you have to follow suit in behavior. And I, for one, do not fit into politics because I want to be genuine. I want to be wholesome. I want to tell you the truth. I don't want to give you any bullshit. I don't want to lie about anything. I want people to take me as I am, and I want to tell you exactly where it's at, because you are the people that make this fucking party. And it irritates me how you've been treated, and that is where I'm at.
Yeah, well said, Rouge. And I think the other thing as well is a good friend, Paul Thorpe, on his show last night, there was a comment that came up that said, Richie and Rouge have just done a hatchet job on Ben. I'm sorry, no. There's no hatchet job here at all. This isn't about that, okay? This is nothing to do with that whatsoever. This is to do with us being honest, telling you the truth. Now, if you don't like the truth, and rather not tell the truth, and you want to operate in that area or, you know, cloak and dagger, then I'm sorry, you're watching the wrong channel, because we will not do that. We will tell you the truth. We keep things in confidence. We get messages sent through to us. We get screenshots sent to us. We could tell you a whole load of things, but we don't. We process things. We take time to make sure it's right, the source is correct, and everything else. And there's good. And one of the wonderful things, I think, thank God for social media as well, is that this gives us a platform and an opportunity to address some of the things that are going to be said, because already today, things have been said in private to us, which we can't disclose to you now, but we will be bringing to your attention, because I believe in the right to reply. When people make false allegations and people tell lies about you, then you should be able to respond to them. And so there's going to be a lot more coming out. So make sure you do stay tuned and subscribe and hit the notify me button, and don't miss a single live, because it's going to be bloody explosive. We got Bright Said Fred on tomorrow.
We have indeed.
Just to change it up a bit.
I'm actually excited because I think I'm too sexy for my, what did they say? I'm too sexy for advance.
Yeah. Well, actually, do you remember the intro that we had here when we started Saints and Sinners, where Rouge is like the warrior and she takes her thing, like she doesn't get naked, obviously, right? With a hatchet and a sword. Do you know what someone went and said? It's pornographic. I mean, I found that cheeky and rude, bro. I did.
I know you did.
I did. It's offensive to me because this is my best friend here sat next to me, and how dare you cascade her like that, knowing what she's been through? You're a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. By the way, we've set up an OnlyFans page, so you can check it out on there.
A dickhead. So look, we obviously, so Liam Tuff's cousin helped us, and he basically put together our intro. And the intro, have we got it on here?
I think we have actually, yeah.
I'm actually going to play the intro, right?
Actually, yeah, we talked about it then. Let's have a look on our assets. Let's have a look.
Because I think it's really important that you understand.
I don't think we do, love. I've taken it off. No, because the music.
Yeah. So the intro was me by, in fact, I was in Prague, Brussels, I don't know where I was.
Belgium.
Yeah. Rouge. And I was stood in front of a fountain, and one of my really good friends took a photo of me just kind of like posing to the side. I wasn't actually posing, but he took a photo. And I was just looking to the side and just kind of taking it all in. And basically we used that photo and we did an AI little intro with me. And basically it was where I had a top on and I opened up and I kind of busted out with my sword and my hatchet, and I was ready to go. It was a Boudica style. And basically, we got called by the leader and told that he had had many people whispering in his ear, telling him that it was over-sexualized and it was not serious, principled, and political. And we said, well, no, actually, our show is completely different to Advance. We are doing our own show first, so we're separate, and I'm allowed to be a Welsh warrior woman who wants to fight for her country. I'm allowed to do that, right? And basically, we were then told it had to be taken down. We had to change our name. We had to change who we were, and you weren't even allowed to be in your vicar's outfit. Bearing in mind, he's actually ordained.
I'm not a plastic vicar, not someone who's bought his ordination papers and dresses up like a vicar. I am genuinely ordained by the Free Methodist Church in 2001 by Bishop Richard Snyder in Preston Free Methodist Church. Got a certificate to prove it.
And so you were told that you weren't allowed to dress like a vicar, even though Liam's cousin, who had produced it, basically, right, which absolutely blows my head, wanted to try and encapsulate who we were. So he said, look, Rogue, you're a warrior woman, and I want you to stand up and fight. You,
thank you, Kim,
are a vicar. Thank you very, very much, darling.
Keep
your own Welsh movement going. Continue to build. Be the voice of the Welsh people. The Welsh know best for your country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim. We will do all we can to make sure we do that. We definitely will.
Thanks for your support as well. Thank you for your support. It's so important to us.
Andy's done that. Thank you.
So basically, no vicar, no Boudica, right? We weren't allowed to do this. And basically, we were told to take it down. We were also told that we had to change our name.
Yeah.
You fought it.
Yeah.
And then I was told that I was getting an apology. And basically, I didn't get one. I got a conversation saying it's a moot point. It's a moot point because it's AI.
Yeah.
So that was it. So they made this huge fuss, and to hear some of the comments afterwards, like, it's just unbelievable. I am allowed to be me, and if Advance is about free speech, freedom of expression, freedom, like body, I'm sorry, I'm allowed to do what I want, and to actually have me told that I am not allowed to do it in a certain way because it apparently offends certain people within the party, I have to say, it's too rigid, and it's not even awake. We can meet a demographic that is not London-centric.
Yeah.
We meet a demographic of people who are down to earth, who understand the fight that we're in, and who are not bothered by a little bit of cleavage. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. So that was part of the issue as well. So I think all the problems started from there because we were getting frustrated, weren't we? and they were getting frustrated.
Absolutely.
And it's just quite hard to understand and get your head around. And yes, that's right, Jake.
So a quick question here from Yam's Physical Catalogue of Media. Why is, I don't know, what is it? 1 second, I'll get your question. Why is Advanced UK in England and Wales so different? It's great in England, but why is it so different in Wales? Well, there's a number of reasons. I'll just give you one or two. I think when a party has its kind of central and functioning office that is based in London, it's what we call the Westminster bubble, the Westminster village, we call it. And outside of that, it's as if nothing exists. Farage has faced this problem here in Wales. You know, he comes here in his suit and everything else, and you know, and you walk through Caerphilly, or you walk through Merthyr Tydfil, or the Rhymney Valley, or Tredegar, or Ebervale, or Blackwood, or Risca. I mean, I could roll them off. Half these politicians don't even know what I'm on about, right? I know these places. Played rugby there for years. Taught kids football there. I've set up charities in them. These politicians know nothing. And they come here and they think they're going to get people to vote for them. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that, right? You need local people. And I think, you know, it's very different to what London's about. And if you're going to win Wales as a political party, you need to have a strong base, strong HQ with strong leaders who understand the Welsh, who understand the culture and the history, who have lived, worked all their lives in this country and appreciate what they have in Wales, because this is a beautiful, beautiful country, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Yes, we've got problems like anywhere else. That's because of bloody politicians ruining it. But we live in a beautiful part of the world. Apart from the fact it's pissing them.
Can I just say this is actually hilarious? So Advance wanted to promote churches, but had a problem with your church bells.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
Absolutely that. Also, Sargon of Akkad, latest live the video at 21:29, aka Carl Benjamin, basically said, F the UK, aka F Northern Ireland, only save Britain. Please watch it. Only about 40 seconds. Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll have a look at that. I'm getting into naturism. That's me out of politics. There we go. I'm not stupid because I'm well aware Advanced UK is not going to win, but wasn't you calling Reform? Now it's Advance.
No, I'm not telling anyone to vote for anybody. I'm saying what's best for the country. What's best for Wales right now in this May election is to vote for Reform, right? As much, and I left Reform. Let me just.
Can I just do the thing to Guac again?
Let me just explain why I left Reform. Because Zia Youssef bought his way into the party for £200,000. I left Reform because the way they treated Tommy Robinson. I left because the way they treated Ben Habib and Rupert Lowe. Yeah. And they changed the constitution, giving Farage a majority of shares. I left on principle. Okay, that's why I left, because I believe in doing what's right. Now, I don't support any political party right now. I will support a party that will benefit the country and constituency that I live in. That's it for me. I wouldn't vote for Greens because you'd be voting for Al Akbar, right? I wouldn't vote for him because he doesn't even know what a woman is, and he wants to legalize heroin, for God's sake. My brother died from it. It's a devil's drug. So that guy's off his tits. But what I would say is this: I will vote for a party that is the best of the worst case scenario. And if that means getting rid of Plaid Cymru, who would absolutely decimate Wales. And Plaid Cymru means, the party of the people of Wales. They're not for the people of Wales. They're not. They want Welsh independence. And if Welsh independence worked, I'd vote for it. But we wouldn't. Our taxation system, 3.2 million people live in Wales. That is the population of Wales. And if you look at the demographics of North, Mid and South Wales, they're completely different. There's no infrastructure. There's no transport. It's shit. Cardiff Airport has been bailed out to the sum of £600 million by the Welsh government, owned by them, trying to sell it off. Mm-hmm. They don't know what they're doing. No. If I was First Minister of Wales, give me a week, like Trump has said, give me a week as the First Minister of Wales and I'd sort this shit out. It'd take me 1 week to sort it out.
I actually believe you. I think you wouldn't sleep for like 7 days, and I think you would put it into place. And I think that's really important that we have somebody with that passion, not the bullshit that we are told time and time again. I wrote a speech, didn't I, for Together Declaration.
Superb as well.
And I just talked about like how many people, in fact, I'm just going to get it up. Like literally, there's one bit where it talks about.
Someone's on about uniting the right. Look, the problem you got with that is, I can go back. How many years ago was it? 2021. I was involved with trying to bring people together in 2021 in London, and it's just egos. Too many egos. it's just, and it just pisses me off. It really does. But we've got to do what's right by the people. And I think voting for a party right now, you know, here in Wales in particular, and we've had these long conversations with different people, you know, and I think as well, Rouge, you know, a lot of people within Advance and potentially with Restore, and I know were hurt by Nigel Farage.
Yep.
I've always said this, and you know this. Farage didn't do anything bad to me personally. Not to me personally, but he did to a lot of other people, and I appreciate that. I left for the reasons I've just outlined to you there. And so I have no angst against the man. I don't trust him. I think, you know, he's a political chameleon and everything else. But, you know, if there's an election, look, here's the fact. If there was an election tomorrow, they are leading in 200 polls, and they have been for hundreds of days. Farage would win the next election. Whether he'd remain as Prime Minister, that's another story, isn't it? But they would win. Would you rather have Labour, the Greens, the Lib Dems, or the Conservatives? Some might say the Conservatives. Kemi Badenoch is doing pretty well at the moment, actually.
You need to read that.
Yeah. Would you have them over Reform? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Do I need to read it or just put it on screen?
You need to get rid of that.
Why, what's that? No, that's our other channel. That's the channel I created. So YouTube channel that I created.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're watching on another channel here that I created. It belongs to me, actually. It's under my name. So, yeah, we just renamed it, yeah. But thanks for that anyway. Appreciate that.
Thank you very much for letting us know.
Yeah.
Somebody's just put Advance UK for me, and that's great. You know, we're not trying to sway anybody and tell you to not go with Advance. You know, if you have to go where your heart is, and you have to go where your convictions are, because you know, if somebody is really zealous in their approach, and you believe what they're having to say, and you are passionate or impassioned by their zeal, let me tell you, go for it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
For us, we've been in-house, we've seen the governings of how it works and doesn't work, and unfortunately, it is not and doesn't work. So much so that the internal system is pretty much non-existent, and it's really sad, really sad. And you know, when we didn't want to leave people like Howard behind. You know, we absolutely love Paul Thorpe, we love Howard, we love Jim Ferguson, you know, we love the guys, we really love Ben, you know. And the problem is, though, it's not consolidated enough, is it? Like, it's great that they're coming up with policies, and it's great that they're coming up with ideas, but they're only draft. And it's great, but you know.
Yeah, I've just read a post, you know, Richard Thompson, as National Director of Advance UK. I'm delighted to announce our candidate portal is now open. You can apply for candidacy for local councils, Scottish Parliament, Senate elections, and Parliament elections. And I'm going to read you the message I sent him, telling him not to stand. So I want people to know the truth. People need to know this.
Pete Prosser is Welsh, but he can't speak Welsh.
That matters not. I mean, for me, the issue is the fact that, you know, it's all about, you know, you get elected to have the money. I mean, I just think it's a terrible pitch. Absolutely disgusting.
Howard is good friends with Rupert. I love Howard with all my heart. I really, really do. And, you know, like we said, we risked losing people by speaking the truth. And you know what? That's okay. And we have had a lot of backlash, people telling us, you know, that we're out of order, that we're this. Look, the truth is the truth. And if you do not like the truth, then that's absolutely fine with us. But we have to let it out into the energetic, into the ether of energy, so that we can release it, because we've been holding on to it and not completely honest.
Right.
There's no lies, but we've just held back to hold council to see if we could fix everything, and we couldn't. So
here's the message I sent to Richard Thompson. I said to him, mate, if you're thinking of standing in May, it would be political suicide, as I've already said to Ben. To which he put some praying hands to it and said, understood, thanks, Richie. And of course, there was conversation about me passing stuff over and everything else, changing passwords, etc., etc. And then, of course, when I found I was blocked, he came back to me and called me immature and everything else, which name calling doesn't really bother me that much, etc. He said, yeah, in the future, I'd rather you came to me and handle things more maturely. And I tried to explain to him what maturity actually looks like. Because nothing was done by mistake. It was done deliberate. And they've lied. So I can't accept that. So I can't accept people that lie blatantly to my face like that on a message. So.
You know the saying, too many cooks. It's the feeling that the college gives me now. That's what somebody said. up here in Scotland, I've no idea who to vote for. I've never felt so politically homeless. It's shit. It's
well,
so
we could
shit.
have been the template. What we're doing in Wales was the idea. We again, this was another thing where we were told to do. You become the template, right? This was under people that Rouge has mentioned already. What you set up in Wales, we will then use that as a template in Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Yep.
We even had the Northern Ireland contingency come fly over to meet us at the Celtic Manor. Wonderful people, amazing people, passionate people who want the best for Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
We spent hours with them talking about what we've been doing and what they can do and everything else, and imparting some of our experience and journey with them so they could take it back with them and get them fired up. So, you know, this is the bit that gets me. They could have had it so much better.
They could, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk about this, and John Stuart Mills, okay? John Stuart Mills, 1859 essay on liberty. He argues suppressing opinion, even one that we consider false, harms society. He also said, if the silenced view is true, we lose the chance to exchange error for truth. If it's partly true, we miss the opportunity to refine our own understanding through debate. And even if it is entirely true and false, refuting it strengthens our grasp of the truth. It's so important that we speak the truth. And it is so important that these politicians tell you the truth. There is so much cloak and dagger. There is so many lies. There is so much hidden agenda. There is so much tax evasion and bullshit. And, oh, there's this black hole and there really wasn't a black hole. There is so many lies to the people to hide their own agenda. It is getting fucking boring. Yeah. I'm sorry for swearing, but I feel
you're not sorry, really. No, it's nice to be loved. And look, some good news though. Keir Starmer, say good news. He's done it under the pressure. Keir Starmer's done another U-turn again now on these local elections, that he was looking to deny 4.5 million people the right to vote in council elections across England. They reported this morning that he has now decided that these elections can go ahead. It's nice of him, isn't it? So that's going to be interesting because, of course, Farage was going to take a private. What's the word I was looking for? Not charge, a private, whatever it's called, prosecution against the government because what they're doing is undemocratic. So that would be interesting as well. So if you're in England and you're watching and you're in Suffolk, I think in Sussex, some of those places where elections were cancelled, they're now going ahead according to Keir Starmer, if you believe him. He's a pathological liar, can't lie straight in bed. If you told me there was a bucket of water in there, I'd have put my hand in there to check it was wet. Thanks for that, Clark. Yeah, that's one of Clark's quotes. Remember Clark?
What did he say?
Bucket of water, hand in there.
Oh, yeah. He did say that.
He always did say that, didn't he? But folks, listen, there's a lot of stuff going on and we're going to bring it to you. You know, we're going to jump on these lives. You can ask your questions. There's going to be a lot of things changing in the future, of course. Our activism work is going to continue. We're going to be at a lot more protests. We're going to be out on the streets and we're going to be doing a lot of things. The 25th of April, please, we've got a massive event that we're supporting down outside the Senedd. With Together, they're organising a No to Digital ID. We're going to have big screens out there and PA and speakers and everything else. And a number of people are going to be speaking at that. And we're going to go there to show our support in solidarity to fight back against the government overreach. And that is exactly really what we're going to be doing. We're not just going to be an echo chamber here on YouTube and Facebook and X, but we're going to get out there as well and put our shoulder to the wheel and say, no, we're not going to accept that. And of course, you can write to your MP, your MS, you can campaign for all kinds of things. And we're going to be setting up a lot of things around that in the near future when we have further discussion. So thank you, everyone, for all your support. We really do love you and appreciate you. And we got Andrew Bridgen on. I think that Right Said Fred tomorrow, which is going to be a pre-recorded interview, but it'll go out about 8 o'clock because they can only do the afternoon time. Andrew Bridgen is on this on Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to that because we're going to be looking, of course, at vaccine harms and the impact that's had on so many people when he was the lone MP in Westminster speaking out against it and was booted unceremoniously out of the Conservative Party. So he's going to be on with us as well. So please come with your questions. If you have any questions prior to the show, if you go to our community page or our members page, join there, ask those questions. We'll have a Q&A with him in our members only section as well, and you can ask some pertinent personal private questions of him as well. More welcome to do that. So please consider joining as a member as well to support the channel. We appreciate it.
Okay, so somebody has just said here, if Ben got his infrastructure sorted out, would you consider returning? Now, it's not just about the infrastructure. I mean, the infrastructure is really important, but it's actually people who are whispering in his ear and advising him. And it's the advisory board, I would say, is also an issue. But not only that, it's the fact that they've now, I think you had resigned for a week, and then with the seat was still warm, as one of our guys says, Stuart, seat was still warm, and they put Peter Prosser in to become the new leader of Wales within a week. So there was we tried to hold a conversation to try and fix it. Unfortunately, my son was really, really poorly, and we wanted to hold that conversation, and I couldn't. And then we tried to rearrange, and then unfortunately, people were busy doing their thing, and not even a call was suggested. So it was just done. And so now there's a new leader. So, you know, how could we come back? There's no room for us. There's nothing in there for us. It's
given some of the things that you've told me this morning, and we can't say yet, the messages you've had, I can tell you now, there's not a chance, cat's hell chance that I would go back and do anything.
Somebody's just put, Richard, please speak to Ben. Don't leave. Just concentrate on building the membership.
I've messaged Ben. He hasn't got back to me.
He hasn't actually, no. And that's true. He hasn't contacted. Ben Habib said he would be going to Northern Ireland to stop the cut-off point with Ireland and Northern Ireland. But this is the point, right? I'm sorry. I said that I was going to do an event in Wales, and he said he would not travel further from London than 2.5 hours. So he was not. Yeah, that's what I always call it 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. So unfortunately, that's part of the issue as well.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but he's treated Wales completely differently, and I don't know why. But I'm sure now Pete Prosser is in, it might.
It won't. I don't think it will. Again, if you see Wales as a region, not as a country, I mean, look, they were looking at a regional director, right? Then they made him a national director. And Tim Powers came on here yesterday, you know, the audacity to put everything in capital words. You don't have to shout, mate. Don't even know who you are, right?
And that's another thing.
Yeah.
He didn't answer any of our messages.
No. But the point was this, right? He literally doesn't understand what he was saying. A public statement from HK was put out saying a national director had been appointed. And he said, no, there hasn't. There's a regional director. You don't even know what you're sending out yourself. That's how bad the communication is. It's bloody appalling. It really, really is.
Somebody's just asked, are we distancing ourselves ready for Restore?
No. I listen.
We would have stuck with Advance. We wouldn't have budged, would we?
No, absolutely not. We weren't given the tools and resources, in my opinion, to do the job that needed to be done. And we didn't have the communication. The structure was wrong. The idea that Wales was a region, not a country, that really pissed me off, because I will never accept us as a region of England, never, over my dead body. And and to think that, you know, now we're touting for people to become members of the Senedd on a big 79 grand a year package, join, you know, that's not a reason to get into politics. If you're getting into politics for the money, I'm telling you now, you're a disgrace to this country, and you don't belong in Parliament. You don't belong in the Senedd.
Absolutely. Let's have a look through some more of the comments. People liking? Are they loving
I can't see on there.
Hearting our show. Good afternoon, Mo. Hello. Let's have a look, see what else is going on. Okay, so Richard Inman has attacked Carl Benjamin. That is probably why he has reacted.
Yeah, but that spat has nothing to do with us. That's their circus. You know, I always say it's not my circus, not my monkeys. If people want to have a spat online with each other over that, that's fine. Let me carry on. You know, we've got our own. This is about us talking to you as our viewers, and we'll have our opinions. And I think Pop-Op's a wonderful guy. Jeff Taylor the same. Dan Woodton, all these guys. We love them to bits. They're great guys. But we believe in truth, and that's what we're doing.
Do you know what? Third Coast Books 490. You are on the money, my friend. So they must have been setting this Prosser chap up before you to decide. That's what it felt like. That's honestly what it felt like. You're not the first people this happened to in Advance. I've lost all respect for Baby Ben after last night. Thank you for not feeding us methane. Absolutely. We will tell you the truth. Chepstow, 2 hours. Newport, 2.5 hours max. Yep. But Wrexham, which is where we wanted to do our next event, it was for St David's Day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That is, what was it, about 3.5 hours?
Yeah,
I mean, I understand.
because North Wales people always get left out.
They do, and we wanted to incorporate.
Yeah,
we kept on having messages from people in North Wales saying, look, when are you going to look after us? When are you going to do something with us? Well, with all due respect, the leader did not turn up for the actual Christmas party that he was supposed to. So that kind of blew it. And then for him not to want to actually go outside of 2.5 hours to go to Wrexham for an event kind of, threw us into a difficult situation. So we were working with things that we couldn't sort of manage.
Do you know, I just had a thought there. You know, this idea that people say, oh, you're grifters. You know what grifters do? They get in bed with everybody. They get in bed with everybody to please everybody, to keep everyone on board, to get more views and followers.
No,
we don't care if we lose followers, right? Because the truth is more important than followers. And I'm just sat here thinking to myself, oh yeah, we can say, oh, isn't he lovely? Isn't she lovely? Isn't this person lovely? Oh, we love Restore. We love it. No. If something's wrong in Restore, we'll call it out. If something's good, we'll say it's amazing. Same with the band, same with Reform, same with Labour. Don't care anymore. Okay, this is a non-partisan channel where we will always tell you the truth, because that's what it's about. Because you're not going to get it from mainstream media. And of course, we're back our usual stuff on Wednesdays and Sundays where we're not going to be talking about this. This is us coming on to respond to the stuff that we had yesterday.
Because there's a lot.
Yeah.
I just want to say, does Ben know what is going on in his HQ or with his inner circle? There was no clarity at the top about who is doing what and who to speak to or with about anything. Yeah, we all made him very aware. There were complaints put in about certain people, and bizarrely, those complaints were passed on directly to the person that the complaint was about, which didn't really make sense. There was a lot of kind of internal issues that I have to say, just I can't get my head around. For somebody that's a businessman, for somebody that is, a lot of business people, working hard. And look, please hear me, right? I absolutely appreciate that starting a new party from scratch is bloody hard work. And there's going to be a lot of errors. There's going to be a lot of issues. But you needed to get the structure in place first. You needed to get the right people in place. And you needed to get at least part of the job done. And there's a saying that was said quite a lot, wasn't it? About they were doing it in building in mid-flight. You can't build something in mid-flight. It was the same saying again and again. Oh, I'm stressed because I'm building mid-flight. We'll stop, put everything down, and just pause. And I don't care how many moans we get from people of the public asking what's going on, why is this not happening yet? Just pause. We need to get it properly sorted. We need to get the structure implemented to such a degree that it runs smoothly. And that wasn't happening. But we did it in Wales. We got it here in Wales.
Yeah.
We put it all in place. And there was a real core team. There was Katrina, Jackie, and Caroline. And we had such a fantastic relationship. I would be messaging them with all of our team here. We were working hard. What's wrong?
No, nothing. I'm just pissed off.
I can see.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of really fantastic relationship that had been built up. And then it was just like gone like that.
Yeah.
And all of them have gone. All of them have gone. All of us have gone. Our whole team. There was a team of us. We had Stuart, we had Nikki, we had Martin, we had Ian. We had Dave. There was a whole host of us as a HQ in Wales, and it was just dismissed. Just like that. Just from one text message.
Do you know the gentleman who arranged our Christmas party paid out of his own pocket as well, that Ben didn't turn up to? He had these made, and one was made for Ben. So this gentleman called Martin and his wife Jo, they were amazing people, and out of their own pocket were together, and they presented, Jim Ferguson and Paul Burgess were there as well. They presented them, they had these made, okay? Maybe you can see that there, out of their own pocket. And if I can read it to you, it just says here, they tried to stop us, but we won. Welsh launch November 29th, 2025. And they had a gin glass made up for Ben and one of those to present him as well. And they were absolutely devastated. And it's things like that when you look back and you think, what matters most? Is it people? Is it people on the ground? Is it grassroots people who are not wealthy people who put their money, time, energy, and sacrifice into something? It just beggars belief. It's just beyond. And this is why I'm done. I'm done with politics. I'm done with it. Sorry if it's disappointing to people, but I'm just out of it.
Somebody said to me yesterday, that at the time that Nick Sefton Rogers, is it Stetton Rogers? I thought it was Sefton, but okay, Nick Stetton Rogers. Let me get it right. He actually did the Newcastle event. And he worked tirelessly. And if we all remember, it was actually cancelled. And he had, 24 hours, 48 hours to quickly shift up and get the next venue sorted. And he worked tirelessly. And he saw the ostracization of even Richie speaking. And he pushed for Richie to speak because he felt that it's pertinent to have somebody from Wales, somebody from Northern Ireland or Ireland, somebody from Scotland speaking, and somebody from England. And he pushed and pushed, and there was still this kind of like...
Well, we had someone close to Ben, his right-hand person, say, oh, Richie, you don't have to speak if you don't want to. He didn't really want me to speak at the event. That's the truth. There we go.
And to be honest, it just blew our minds because why...
I'm going to ask this question. Sorry, Ro, go on. Just blew your mind. Say that. What are you going to say?
I just think it was just important that Nick's recognised because he did a lot of work.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And, he ran around and then was promised certain things, and then it didn't come into fruition.
This question here, please, can you clarify your position on the Gaza conflict, and will you finally condemn Hamas? I've always condemned Hamas, firstly, and pro-Palestinian groups, a terrorist group, even though Shabana Mahmoud's trying to undo it. But I will say this, I don't care about Gaza. I care about Wales. I can't do nothing about Gaza. I can't do nothing what's happening in Palestine. What can I do? I can only do what I can do here in Wales, okay? I don't believe in war. I believe in peace. And what Tony Blair did in the 90s, taking us into the war in Iraq, was a false war. The man should be in jail, stripped of his knighthood, and should be hamstrung and quartered for what he did. Now, of course, I say that tongue in cheek in case I get done. He should be in jail for it because millions of people, thousands, hundreds of thousands of our men and women lost their lives in a conflict they shouldn't have gone to. And we've got veterans on that watch this channel who know exactly what I'm on about. That man is a disgrace. He is the Antichrist himself. And the problems we face in this country right now is because of what he put in place in the 90s. And he should be stripped of everything and banged up in Guantanamo Bay. Whatever it is, the man should be in jail. There we are, that's my thoughts.
Grace, you have nailed it absolutely with that comment. Manchester is further than Wrexham. Case in point, yes? Case in point. Hey, Nick. It would be great to hear a little bit from you. So let's have a look. This is what happens with down-to-earth, everyday people. They tell the truth and that can't be swallowed well. Exactly that. You tell the truth and people are like, oh my God, I can't take that in. Don't want to receive that because actually it goes against everything that I'm being brainwashed with.
Yeah, so thank you both. Wrexham does get left out. We know. I mean, look,
we tried to get it in Wrexham,
but we there is potential of us doing supporting a campaign up there soon in Bangor and Wrexham. I know there's a march happening on Sunday again, 22nd of February. Isn't that Sunday?
Sorry, I just
Wrexham
need to
Unite.
That was nothing to do with us. I don't even know what you're on about, to be honest.
What's that?
It says, can you address the allegations? We don't even know about cryptocurrency. I don't even know anything about that. So with all due respect,
I just deal with cash. Queens or King's Head now. Just deal with cash. We don't deal
cash
with
is king. So please, with all due respect, please stop writing this shit because it's actually nothing to do with us. So well, I am so glad you are non-partisan. Party politics is dirty. You can do more outside or more good outside of the party. Absolutely. Caroline is on. Hello, Caroline. So we have Caroline, we have Nick, and we have us. And, we've all kind of gone through the same thing. So it's just really important that we just recognise that Rich is giving me dirty looks, and that's fine. So didn't Ben Habib move his business out of the UK to Poland, putting Brits in the dole queue was giving these jobs to Polish people.
I don't want to comment on that because that's nothing.
I don't know. I can't comment on that.
You have to speak to Ben about that because we don't discuss those kind of things.
I don't know, so I wouldn't even know. No. He's been bullied. I'm quite sure of it. There is such a lot going on that he cannot keep up, unfortunately. The thing is, though, if you're a leader, you have to keep up, you know, and he's very gentle. He's very lovely. He's very sweet. He's very courteous, but I'm just not sure he has the shoulders to carry all of this. He needs good people around him. We had a whole board set up in the northeast and everyone was chucked out. Jenny, grassroots everywhere that I heard of in X spaces were constantly being told to wait. People got fed up waiting as there is no time to waste.
Do you know what? Talking about spaces, there was a space the other night. Someone sent me a recording of someone talking about me. And I want to address this. What did they say again?
I can't remember. You
can't remember? No?
No.
Have you got the recordings? I want to tell them. So the space that someone sent me a space saying that. Apparently, the reason I was booted out of the party, which I wasn't, I resigned for the reason we give yesterday in the video, is because of my past. Because something was going. It's a load of bollocks. It's a load of absolute bullshit. Listen, when I was younger, from the age of 13, became a drug addict because of the upbringing that I had. I was put into foster care. I was moved around from family to family by social services who let me down. I was taken away from my mother who couldn't cope. I ended up becoming a drug addict. I'm not proud of it. I regret every day and every moment of that life. I lost my brother to heroin at 35. I went through rehab. I rehabilitated in 1993. Turned my life around, went through the system, went back to full-time education, went to university, went back then to run the very rehabilitation center that I myself went through for help and became the director and ran it for 10 years, helping hundreds of young men and women off the streets to come off drugs and to give them a life, for which I received the High Sheriff's Award. I don't know if that means anything. Some guy with a medal came around and gave me a certificate. But my point is this. When people have no argument or no debate with you, all they will do is target you and go back into your past and say you did this and you did that and you did that. There comes a time when you need to grow up and stop targeting people for their past. It's there for a reason. I'm sure we've all got one. When someone turns their life around, forget me, anybody. When somebody turns their life around and starts doing good for the community, it's almost like a payback thing, really. It's not, but it is, if you know what I mean. I've got nothing but utter respect for those people. The amount of people that my friends that have died alongside me through that lifestyle, and I'm still here by the grace of God. And I thank God every day for my life. And that's why I want to make my life count. I don't want to play politics because I know that I've been given a chance by God to do what I do. And I'm not here by accident. I'm here because there's a purpose for my life. And that's my rant over with.
Okay. Did Ben say sorry for not turning up?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said sorry, didn't he, in the message? He did, yeah. And he couldn't come on the podcast and that he would look at
turning up to the party.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he apologized. Yeah, and we had to play a live stream in the end, didn't we? So.
Yep, but it was more that he was choosing to speak with the donor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The sponsor. Okay, let's have a look at this. So, interestingly, Pete doesn't believe in female leadership, at least in the church, potentially anywhere. So, I wonder if the team being women is an issue for him.
I don't even know what church he's part of. I don't even know if it's like evangelical. I don't know what his American kind of church or whatever. I haven't got a clue. Not really bothered, to be honest with you.
Please get in touch with Rupert, guys. Take a break, recharge, and then get back to Restore Britain. I hope he's do anyway. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for the love. Appreciate that.
So I was trying to call them out, Jenny, and got blacklisted. We wrote letters. We tried everything. Richard, will you please think about being an independent MP for BG?
My good old Blaine and Gwent. Love you guys at Blaine and Gwent. Amazing people.
Correct, Richie, 100%. Afternoon, sugars. Hello, Kate. What, Barry? How you doing, darling? Look, this is what I like, right? Nick is saying I possibly could have handled it better, but it was the final straw and I was so angry. We all, have to kind of take control of our emotions. And actually, if we do fail, I think it's brilliant. that you've actually recognised it, and that's kind of like an apology. I'll take that. Here we go. The Wizard. So hang on a minute, Wizard. I believe that you had a stream with us in the conversation earlier, and I'd really like to hear that, because apparently you weren't particularly nice about us, and I'd like to hear it. So if you could send me the link, please. If you could just go to Richie and Rogue at gmail.com, please, and I would be really interested to hear.
What's the comment he's left there? Let's have a look.
He just put, would you two consider appearing on my channel for a chat? Be great to speak.
Well, I to be quite frank with you, Wizard, the way I've seen you handle your interviews with the previous guests, I don't think I want to go on your show. But Rogue might want to do that, but it's not something I would do, because you interviewed Paul Burgess, and then you had some guy called Craig on from the college, and I don't think you handled it very well. So quite frankly, I wouldn't want to appear on your channel, mate. But if you want to come on ours right now, I can send you the link. Just
but I'm just curious, though.
Get him on. I'll talk to him now.
Do you want to come on, Wizard?
Do you want to come on here now?
It'd be good to have you on here now,
Yeah,
because
we'll have you on our show.
I'd like to hear what was actually being said.
Because was he saying stuff about us? Was that what you were
Yeah,
told?
I was told earlier that he was actually saying, bollocks, Richie has always been honest about his past. There we go. I don't believe Rogue, I haven't been involved in any scam, but Richie may have known. He's very defensive about it and aggressive. There's no, honestly, I don't even know what you're on about.
No.
Right.
This channel is not about bashing Ben at all. We're reacting to the responses from yesterday, okay? So it's nothing to do with that at all. We said we think Ben's a great guy, but he's surrounded himself with the wrong people.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, go to another channel. Simple as
that.
that.
Don't be rude.
No, listen, it's free speech. If people can say it, if people don't like what they're hearing, they can go to another channel. They don't have to watch the show. They don't have to watch it.
And I just think that you need to recognise that actually people are allowed to say what they want to say.
But
let them say what they want to say.
Yeah, and I'm saying this is not about bashing Ben.
Paul is agreeing and is saying that this isn't about bashing Ben. We're just talking about what's going on.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. So again, R&R, I've never bashed Ben on this channel or anywhere else. Richie makes me uncomfortable when he gets intense and aggressive. Okay. Paul Morris, expose you for what exactly? Lol, you mean you're anti-Israel? I got, what's this? Jesus was a Jew, let him judge you.
Well, what are you talking about?
No, I don't know.
You read it?
I don't know if you're talking to Paul Morris. I don't know what's going on. No, we were just told, the Wizard's words, we were just told that you didn't speak very kindly about us. And he's saying link. Can you send him the link?
I don't have his number, and I don't. So how are we going to do that? Has he got an email address we can send it to?
And
ask him.
Fast Pastor said, anything I say respect, and I appreciate that. I can see that he's just not, and he's just a bit upset with it.
I just get upset with people thinking we're bashing Ben all the time, and we're not. If you can, Wizard, if you can send if you go to richieandrogue.com contact page, send us your email address there, and I'll email you a link, and you can come on the show, mate. No problem at all.
So, okay. I mean, has anybody else seen the clip from earlier? Because, like I said, we were told just before we came on, actually, that there was a conversation where Wizard wasn't particularly kind about us. Okay, so he was the one who called Richie a potty mouth. He can't handle real men and a Welshman. Oh, come on, Wizard. We need to have a conversation.
Yeah, come on the show, mate. Come and speak to this Welshman. We'll have a chat.
Let's see what's going on. Let's have a look. Has it come through? So it's Richie and Rogue at gmail.com.
Yeah, send us that email and I'll send you the link and we'll get you on, mate. There we are. It's just come through contacts. Right, let me get the link up here. Just bear with me 1 second. Let's get this guy on. Invite guests. Just bear with me, folks. Copy. You can keep talking if you want to go while I do this.
Yeah, no problem. So obviously we've never done this before. We've never just kind of pulled somebody up and said, come on then, come on the show. But now we are going to do that. We're going to get somebody on the show. And like I said, we were told that he wasn't particularly nice about us. And I'd like to challenge that. But I would actually like to see a clip of the show. If anybody can find me a clip, the show, that would be really, really, really helpful. Because I would like to see
I can't quite see this. So I'm typing your email in here now, mate. I won't read it out because
I don't even know what his channel's called. What is his channel called? And I want to see it.
I don't know.
Does anybody know what his channel's called?
I don't want to shout his email out privately, so people.
No, wrong.
Okay, I can't see with this glass on, love.
What's the next bit?
gmail.com. And the link is there. Okay, that's it.
There, yeah?
Yeah, send. I got it.
Okay. Right, we sent it, Wizard.
Wizard, you have been sent a link to come on the show. You're more than welcome to join us and discuss.
Wizard's words, thank you. So let's have a look. I want to see what's been said about us earlier. I mean, it was enough for somebody to come to us and tell us that they didn't think you were particularly nice. It wasn't very flattering. And it would be good to iron this out, I think.
Yeah, give him the opportunity to share that, because it might be someone's, said something that they've misread or whatever the case might be.
Videos, was it today? Live, was it live? Don't know how to even. I just need to find a clip for it.
Just waiting, folks. Anyway, we'll wait for him to come on anyway. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, it's getting very exciting.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But inside, I've got peace inside. This stuff comes out of me is because I'm passionate. There we go. We got him on. There we go. Just 1 second. On stage. Hi, mate. How you doing? Are you there? Is your mic on?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Perfect, mate. Perfect. So,
right. So, hello. It is nice to meet you, and thank you for jumping on the show.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I'm intrigued. I don't know what I've said. I want to know. So we find it. Happy days.
Nor do I.
Actually,
nor do I. And I think it's. I just would like to kind of have a discussion around that, because obviously we've been told prior, literally just before we came on, that you had been saying things on a show today that was quite negative about how we handled the situation in talking about Advance and what we had experienced.
I have literally no idea.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm trying to think when I've even mentioned you. I know you were mentioned in a stream because Electrodoc, one of my admins, mentioned you, and I said, oh, if they're Advanced, we can get them on for an interview, so let's try and get hold of them. But as far as I'm aware, I've refrained from ever talking bad about anyone. So unless you can find the evidence and show me the video to prove it, not a problem. Then I'll explain it.
Yeah, that's fine. Of course. Who's the guy that does it with you? There is another guy that sometimes comes on with you that's always vaping. What's his name?
That's Electrodoc. He's just a guest.
Okay, maybe it was him. Maybe it was him. Maybe something was said with him, because I was told that it was somebody that was doing a lot of vaping. So if we have accused you wrongly, I apologize. We were just told that the Wizard guy, and I was like, okay, what's that? And apparently this other person who vapes, we're talking about it. So again, look, we don't want conflict with anybody. We do not want to actually even fight with anybody. We want to all who are on the right stand together to make sure that this country, this nation is one, because the left laugh at us continually, and they just say, you know, you're all completely fractured. You're a complete mess. Not us personally, but the right side of the fight, you know, that it's completely fractured, and we can't allow that to continue. So I want to like tackle things head on. I am a Scorpio, I am full on, and I want to know, you know, what's being said, when it's said, so we can discuss it, because I like a healthy debate, and I think it's really important to have a conversation, you know, where you can debate it out and actually find peace at the end. So if it isn't you, then we need to figure out who was saying it, and you know, we need to kind of come to
hang on a minute. If you want to, this Tony guy, I just need to bring this up because I don't know who he is, and he's entitled to his opinion. Sorry, Wizard, just bear with us, mate. It's, apologies for this. This is the first time we've met, and we want to chat with you and get to know you as well. Actually, so it'd be good to.
That's fine. Do you know what video it is? And I'll see if I can try and find it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just told that it was this morning. Let me just...
Right, hang on. What's this guy talking about? Richie and Rouge need to get their facts right and stop accusing people they're ruining lives. Accusing who? Of what? Facts, truth.
I think he's talking about Wizard.
Richie and Rouge.
Yeah, it wasn't an accusation. It was like you said, we heard, so you want to sort it out. You weren't accusing per se, no. So even I'll defend you on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
mate.
you.
Thank
it's more asking, like, we've heard that you said something, so what did you say, and can we talk about it? Because I'd like to understand, but this person's saying that we're accusing you, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We're not ruining lives, we're asking questions. And we would have called you up, so this is why we've done it. Whilst you're on, so let's go it. So
I don't actually think you accusing me of anything, even if I, you know, even if I was guilty and you accused me, it's not going to change my life, is it? It's a bit...
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Who cares? I mean, you know, there's bigger fish to fry than that, isn't there? Let's be honest. I mean, you know,
Chris,
I mean, look, Wizard,
he's ready to take anyone on.
Yeah, we've obviously first time we've had you on the show. I know that you've interviewed one or two people. Paul Burgess being one of them, one of our friends, and Craig as well. So we you know,
Craig and Paul Thorpe.
Paul Thorpe, yeah. Just to say, you know, tell us a bit about yourself, mate. I mean, the floor is yours. The floor is yours. Tell us about the Wizard channel. Come on, let's give him some promo, guys, and you know, tell us about yourself.
From accusations to promotions, you could make it up.
It wasn't me that made
it. Well, basically, we like to interview people like yourselves. I think that Electrodoc had said he emailed you. That was without my consent, by the way. He just done it. I was like, okay, fair dues. But it's basically, I started the channel because it was basically my biggest regret when I died. Basically, I had a heart attack and I was dead for over 3 minutes. And I spent 9 days in hospital. Yes, I even remember, like, clearly being dead, but feeling like I was sat next to myself. And I thought, I swear people say God is in your own image. So I'm a bit confused with that. But my main regret is I didn't start my YouTube channel. And I've been in sales and talking. And Mrs. tells me every day I've got verbal diarrhea. So I'm like, right, I'm going to start my YouTube channel. You know? So, but I've always, that's why I wear this. I've never been Christian in my life, but when you die, things change. Also, like what you said, Richie, much respect for what you've been through, what you battled, what you come through. Good for you, strong mind, nothing but respect for that. I have spent a long time, like, I was like smoking drugs, drinking, like life was just awful, depression, wanting to kill myself every day. And then all of a sudden, when you have a heart attack and die, I realized actually I want to live. So while I was in the hospital, literally from that point on, don't drink, don't smoke drugs. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm all this, that, and everything else with a Christian, but I believe there's more to it. I don't understand it. I then decided, like, to start my YouTube channel. I realized maybe I've got to do something that actually matters. Like, actually, I've never voted in my life, never. I always feel like politicians, they lie, they dupe, they say whatever they want to say. Look at Rouge. I mean, if he gets any more slippery, he will literally turn into a bar of soap. So I'm a bit Yeah, so I'm a bit like, and then I thought, right, I need to do something. So I'm a bit annoyed with the Advanced UK situation. It annoys me when I put your channel on and you're saying what you say about Advanced, not because of what you're saying, but because of how now you're feeling. Because with everything that's going on in this current day, you think, well, at least you can do is support a political party, enjoy doing it, and make a difference, and then it blows up in your face. And with all this restore stuff, and I've actually paid for the Advanced membership. I've got a T-shirt and a mug that should have come today, and now I'm feeling a bit like, oh, what's going on? And so I'm getting angry about that, because the first time I actually put my money where my mouth is, it's blowing up in my face. Then I saw you. I think you spoke a while back. You were saying whatever, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." Like I did with Paul Burgess. Like, he left, but I was like, "Come on the channel, have your say." So I was going to get hold of you. Electrodoc apparently tried, and basically all I wanted to do was just build a channel where all the like-minded people, like especially in politics or in life or whatever it may be, we can all come together, have a chat, and basically that's what I do now. I literally just do the YouTube thing, and I've got my hat on to hide my hair. But if you want to see how long it is, for the people in life,
it's longer than mine. Mine's long, but it ain't that long, mate. There we go.
That's amazing.
Last week, but I blagged it. The daughter was like, "Oh, Mum said to cut your hair." I was like, "Yeah, we'll do it later. We'll do it later." So I've blagged that for a week so far. But the back and sides is really short. It's shaved. But I was walking down the road one day, and someone goes, "Oh, look, it's Jesus. I thought you were dead." And being that I'm quick, I turned around and said, "Well, actually, if you carry on reading, you would have found out I got resurrected." So there I was walking with my Tesco bag. But yeah, I look like Gandalf. So working on pub doors, and people are like, "Oh, look, it's Gandalf on the door," and then
love it.
And I was like, well, doing a YouTube channel will come up with, like, I'm talking with my verbal diarrhea, like Wipey says, like I said. So I thought it's a wizard's words, isn't it? So that's how my channel was born, and started literally doing everything to do with the politics side of things, news and that. And then you accused me of something I haven't done, apparently, and changed my life, and you're going to affect it, and you're going to ruin it. So we thought,
accused. Are we going with the word accused, or are we going to be?
Well, do you know what I think's wonderful, though, right? When this happens, the best thing to do is to talk to each other, and this is why we wanted to bring you on. And I think it's important that people understand, in the emotion of things, when things are said, yes, people can get passionate and everything else, but then when you talk to people, and this is one of Charlie Kirk's great skills that he had on campuses when he debated people, people who hated him. By the end of his conversations, they were like, "Can I have your autograph?" Like, you know what I mean? Because, and I'm not saying that's the case here, but you know what I mean? Because we don't talk. And I think these conversations need to happen because, and this is the problem with politics as well, they don't speak to each other. There's no communication. And if you don't communicate and things are sent through text messages or she said, they said, it causes this vacuum where people make up all kinds of things in their head. And Wizard, it's the first time we've met you. You sound like a lovely bloke, a great guy.
Yeah.
We're pleased we've had you on the show, and this is how it should be, because look, we all want, as Roger said, we all want the same thing, right? We want what's best for our children and their future. And it doesn't matter which political party you're with. You've just got to do what is right for them. And I want to be on the side. I want to leave this life, not too soon. Mind you, there are days where I think I'll be better off in heaven. You don't like me saying that, do you?
No, I don't.
Where it's peaceful, if you believe in heaven, that is, I do. But I want to leave this life knowing that I've left something behind that's been a legacy for people, so that their lives were better for me being in it than when when I leave. I mean, that's all I ask for. I don't want fame. I don't want money. I don't want all that kind of. I just want to make a difference and help people in their lives and their journeys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll second that. Basically, since coming out of hospital, that's probably more what I was like. But before that, I didn't care. I've had like a bloke start on my missus, so I stepped in. I had about 6 people on me. Admittedly, I got 4 of them down, but the last 2 took me from behind. So, and I don't mean like that. I mean with punches to the back of the head. So, do you know what I mean? I never cared. I mean, I've always been about protecting people. And then I thought, well, hang on, there's more to life. And like what you just said there, Richie, that's basically it. I mean, what am I leaving behind? What's my legacy? Well, there isn't one. Well, you just died, and that's how it would have stayed, mate. So this is my second chance.
Yeah.
So now it's time to sort of open up, man up, you know, do what needs to be done, and like you say, leave a legacy and meet people. I love meeting people.
Absolutely. Oh, what a lovely meetup.
Yeah, great.
This
fantastic.
is great.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, when somebody comes like, you said so and so, it's like, no, I didn't. And then you have like this little thing, and then you become the best of friends. I think we can do good together now.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? But yeah, because I contacted you to be on the channel. But Richie did say, he said he's seen how I do my interviews and he wouldn't come on. I was like, hang on. Literally, I ask questions and let them speak. I do not argue. If there's something worth debating, I might get into it. But honestly, I let anyone say what they want to say. And just because you say it and I don't like it, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean you're right either, because it's your opinion. You're entitled to that. And that's what I want to talk about. And I love it when there is differences. And like, you know, like, oh, you're saying, oh, you got to post whatever, and you said this and that about me. I've got my first roast dinner there since Christmas coming. And I was like, wifey, put it in the oven. Richie and Rouge are accusing me of something I haven't done. And that was it. I was down. It's because I know I'm not the person who will sit here and say anything bad about anyone, regardless. I'll sit here and say Nigel Farage is like the oil salesman, the snaky, whatever. Yes, but that's just my opinion of him and what he is. But people like yourself, I don't know you. I've seen some of your content, and now after this, I will subscribe. So there you go, ladies and gents. Subscribe.
Yay, thank you. And we will see you.
But yeah, I'm a bit surprised how this has gone, actually. I was thinking this is going to be good. I love a good debate because I'm going to sit here and I've said nothing. I'm innocent. You're like, oh, he's probably said nothing, actually. Oh, okay. And if it was someone on my channel, I'll even apologise on their behalf because it's not on. But I don't know you. You've been through whatever. You're going through all this because of advance. It's not right. I actually feel for you. I'm not going to sit here and say I feel sorry for you. That's a bit pedantic or a bit whatever. But I mean, I feel where you're coming from. Where you like you said, was it earlier today or something in one of your videos, that you put your own money into traveling and doing your tours and everything, and then for it to blow up in your face, I think it's absolute blooming cheek. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you invest in me, and then I'm just going to pull all over you. Don't worry about it. I mean, that's just not on. And I really felt for you. And I was like, no.
Thank you. Thank you. That actually meant a lot, because it was, there was a lot of money that was invested. There was a lot of time. There was a lot of energy. You know, there was a lot of conversations with people in Wales, really difficult conversations, you know, because when you do what we do, and we're trying to build up something, you get the most eloquent, you get the most broken, and the most devastated by whatever is happening in society, you know, of people that come to you, and you have to sit with them like a counselor, like a best friend. You have to talk to them about ways that we can help them, you know, and it's not just like when you're doing a grass movement, it is not just going out and here's the leaflet, there you go, guys. This is about energy and emotional connections and becoming family. But we had to set up WhatsApp groups. Then we're on the phone to them if they're struggling, you know, and you then have to guide them. And it becomes like a constant 24-hour family kind of on call. It is just being on call.
This whole thing, when we launched it, the Richie and Rouge show, I mean, it's part of Unfiltered. I mean, when the show finishes, Wizard, I don't know if it happens to you, certainly for us, the phone goes, and because, you know, we are compassionate people. I know we've been very angry on this broadcast, and apologies for that. It's come from the right place, even though it's wrong. Not towards you, Wizard. It was early on in the show. But I want to say, you know, if anyone ever struggled and they reached out to us, we were there to help them straight away.
Absolutely.
And we've always maintained that. We've done that through the show. In fact, we've been working with somebody helping survivors of horrific sexual assault and things they've been going through, which we've brought to the show, and we're helping them at the moment, and we're looking at raising funds for them to fight for compensation. So our hearts are in the right place. And sometimes when you're in this game, you can get quite emotionally attached and involved, and those emotions come out. And of course it happens. But the most important thing is to build bridges and not burn them. So I'm glad we've had you on. It's
really glad.
Really glad, yeah. And it won't be the last time, I should imagine. we'll have to have some more conversations again, sir.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to come on my channel, happy days, and I'll promote your channel, etc. Not a problem. But I would love to know where the video is and who said what and why, because like even that, I'll address it on your behalf, because I'll put it up on one of my lives.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have asked the appropriate person. Yeah, I will dig deep and I will find out, and then I will do what I can to kind of fix that.
Yeah, I would actually be really. I'll probably have another heart attack.
I think the internet.
I'll be like, what?
Oh, bless you.
The internet's really bad.
Yeah, the internet's really bad, and I don't know if it's our side or if it's your side, and I don't know if the viewers can see that it's not breaking up. Breaking up. But look, what we'd like to do then, as a token, we will come across to your channel and you tell us a date and a time, and we will be over and we will have that conversation with you, and then I think that resolves that, and then we'll have you back on ours.
Well, so much for a massive internet bust up. I was hoping we were going to be on the BBC News with this bust up, and we're like, no, we're just bust up.
We could do it for a laugh. We could actually create drama.
Could I accuse you of accusing me of something that I didn't do? Would that blow up? Not really. Oh well. We tried, didn't we? We tried to get some content out of it, didn't we? I was like, oh, I'm going to clip this from my own channel.
There we go.
There's no arguments, but yeah, I will be. I'll big you up on. I'm live tomorrow at 1, so I will big.
And I tell you why. Oh, bless you. But I just want to say one thing, right? When you have left your body, and like you said, you had a massive heart attack and you died, when you understand the spiritual and you understand like that you have had a second chance, love has to always win. And I feel that like society has really lost like the compassion and the love for each other, because it's all about getting one-upmanship. It's all about kind of aggression, and I just don't think that's right. And I think that love has to win. And I feel like in this situation, love has won. And, you know, I'm actually looking forward to coming over to the show. Send us an email. We'll come on. Internet's a little bit dodgy, so we're not hearing you properly. But thank you for jumping on. And thank you so much for correcting what was wrongly said. So big love to you.
Not a problem.
Cheers, mate. See you soon.
Stay safe. Stay safe. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye. What a lovely guy. Yeah, see, why people say, oh, so-and-so's been saying this and so-and-so's been saying that.
The best thing to do is get them on the show. One of the things that I think is important is that if things are said, we bring it out into the light, because light is the best disinfectant. Get them on the show. Someone come and talk to us. Even debates, if people want to debate us, you know, I want us in the future to have debates with people. Come on the show.
Absolutely.
You know, and if I'm wrong, I'll go, you're right, I'm wrong. You know, there's no harm in admitting.
And I don't mind saying I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I was told, and because I felt that was the right, you know, sort of comment that somebody had said, and I'm going to say, oh, so you've been talking about us then. So yeah, I'd like to get you on. Let's have that chat. Let's see what you've been saying, because I didn't know what they'd been saying. And the very fact that, you know, look how gracious he was. And actually, I'm going to have to go back to the person that told me and say, So look, love wins. Love has to win every single time. And I'm really grateful for that. That was a nice little end and a wrap up.
Well, that was an afternoon we didn't expect to do. We were going to come on live, and we just wanted to come on because we had some responses to the release of our interview yesterday. And I just want to, I don't know, your closing remarks, but mine are going to be simply this. We haven't got time to mess about and play games. Life is too short. People's lives really matter. And we can all fight, we can all argue, we can all debate. But at the end of the day, one of the things Rouge always says to me, love always wins. And we can have our disagreements, we can have our debates, but we must love each other at the end of it. And we can walk away and say, no, I don't agree with you, don't agree with me, but no, we'll still be friends. What the enemy wants us to do is fight one another. Mm-hmm. There will be times on this show where we will get emotional. There'll be times when we get angry, we'll get passionate, we'll have a laugh. Most times we're having a laugh or we're arguing, like cat and dog. That's part of, I think it's quite, what's the word, endearing? Endearing is the word, yeah. But we want to make sure that whatever we do, we will always tell you the truth. And on this show, even if it's not palatable and people might disagree with us, and that's fine, we'll always make sure we tell you the truth. And that's why we did what we did yesterday. This wasn't about bashing any particular person, any party, or anything else. And some would say, yeah, but you said that it's damn. Look, no. If you don't recognize there's a problem, you can't fix it. And what we wanted to do is to let people know there's a problem that needs fixing. And I said at the end of the broadcast yesterday, we wish all of those that are involved in the leadership and administration of Advance the very best, and we hope and pray to God that they get it together. We wish Ben, Rupert, all of them the very, very best, because we want the best for our country. And to end, I will always stand up for the people of Wales, irrespective if it's not popular, if I'm hated, if people use me as a target, put us in Nazi suits, bring up my past. I don't care, because it's worth every single part of that just to give people like you in Wales a voice.
And all I've got to say is love wins. It's backwards, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But still, love wins. Truth wins. Peace wins. Kindness wins. And ultimately, we'll win.
Amen, sister. Amen.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Is it good night? It's only 10:50.
It feels like 10 o'clock.
We've been going for 2 hours. Anyway, just to say to all of our subscribers here, thank you ever so much, and followers, and those of you who are members as well. Thank you for the super chats as well to support what we're doing. Really, really appreciate it. We send you massive love, good energy, good vibes, good frequencies, and hope you have a wonderful. What day is it?
Monday.
Oh, it's Monday. I missed the rugby yesterday. Was it rugby on yesterday? I can't remember.
Can I draw on your face?
Did you want to draw my face?
Yeah, I just want to draw a tear.
You're not going to draw my face. No,
I'm going to draw a tear and a swallow.
No. Oh, all right, okay.
So you look like you just come out of prison.
No, like a gangster.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. There's a tear.
Oh, there's a tear. Tears of a clown, is it? Thank you, guys. Say thank you. Catch you later.
We love you.
So
take care.
Wonderful, guys. Thank you so much. Nikki, thank you, Richie, Rouge. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all.
Staying strong.
Stay strong. And we will see you tomorrow night. Well, we won't be on live tomorrow night, but we'll be doing an interview with, because the interview's at 3:00 in the afternoon. So we potentially could do it as a live.
It's half term, so I think we probably could do it as a live.
Yeah, let's do it as a live. So we'll be live tomorrow from 3 p.m. with the brothers, Right Said Fred. We're going to talk to them about their career, about the highs and the lows and everything else, getting insight to the entertainment world. And then, of course, what happened to them, because I remember during the lockdowns and the vaccines, they started to speak out against it, and they were completely cancelled. And these were like worldwide famous guys. They're still traveling. They're still doing amazing stuff. Yeah, fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to having them on. I can't wait. They're a bundle of fun and laughter as well. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, right here on Richie and Rouge at 3 p.m. Bye.